Viewers, New York City is shaken by Zohran Mamdani's surge in the mayoral race. He's a PIO, or a person of Indian origin. He's born to Meera Nair, the acclaimed director. You know Meera Nair, she's made several movies. He's also the first Muslim to win a primary for mayorship. So what happens basically is that he's secured the nomination for the Democratic Party to contest the mayoral poll somewhere in October-November. And viewers, why has he won this nomination? Because he has chosen to align with the faith, viewers, of certain incendiary elements, and he's gained their trust. He declares himself a Muslim deliberately to align his faith to that of his father, who was of Gujarati origin. There are many in the US, including President Donald Trump, who are worried about the emergence of Mamdani. Hailed by the so-called free speech ecosystem, Mamdani masks divisive rhetoric in the language of justice. His emergence has also sparked a debate in India. Many here are concerned that Mamdani's voice in Pakistan is Pakistan, rather, viewers. He speaks like a Pakistani in New York. That's the allegation that is being made. And will work to undermine India's image by painting it in a poor light. And viewers, you can send as many delegates as you want to correct that imbalance. But when there is an insider in the American political process and he's running down India, many people will believe him than your own diplomats or anyone else that you send to do service to the nation. He has chosen to suggest, like Pakistan does, that Indian Muslims are under attack in India. He attended a rally in New York where incendiary, hate-filled anti-Hindu slogans were chanted, and he didn't stop it, viewers. People said some very filthy things. And I'll show you visuals from that rally, viewers, in just a short while. He has made many tirades. On March 7, 2020, he said, quote, "In December, the Indian government passed the CAA, the first stage of an attempt to strip Muslims of their citizenship. When people protested, they were met with police violence and anti-Muslim pogroms," unquote. Why is he using and playing this Muslim card? Because, viewers, there are several. There's a very strong Muslim vote bank in New York. So he's playing this game. He's representing what is known as Muslim alienation. I'm your spokesperson. Another tirade he launched in August 6, 2020. He said, this is an old, and that is his viewer's tweet. You can see it. He said, this is an old photo of Babri Masjid, a mosque that stood for over 400 years in the Indian city of Ayodhya. In 1992, it was destroyed in a riot instigated by the BJP, now India's ruling party. Tonight, Hindu nationalists will celebrate that atrocity in Times Square, unquote. And it is during that rally where a large number of rabid Hindu phobes said some very despicable things about Hindus, viewers. I can't even begin to repeat it. That's why I haven't really shown that footage, because even the placards are filthy. And this man allowed it. Another tirade on June 21st, 2023. So not only, viewers, is he playing the Muslim victim card, but he's also tolerant of anti-Hindu bigotry. Tirade 3 was in June 21, 2023, and he says, as three of the first South Asians ever elected to New York City and state government, we are appalled by the visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to our city. He's a war criminal, unquote, viewers. Naturally, viewers, the ripples of his election or his nomination are being felt in India. The Congress party, Supriya Srinath is spokesperson she's quite happy about this. On the other hand, you have BJP leaders like the Member of Parliament Kangana Ranaut who are very unhappy. Supriya Srinath says it is amusing that individuals who show little concern for our own country and the state of things here are passionately discussing the New York mayor's election. This outrage and apparent worry are genuinely comical, she thinks, viewers. So a person who, viewers, can you imagine? A person who is abusing Hindus and is part of a conspiracy to make them look ghoulish and tolerates their abuse, viewers, concerns over that person becoming the next mayor of New York is comical for the Congress party. Viewers, Kangana Ranaut has come out and said that his mother is Meera Nair. one of our best filmmakers. She's a Padma Shri. She married Mahmood Mamdani, Gujarati origin, a celebrated author. And obviously, son's name is Zohran. He sounds more Pakistani than Indian by what he says. And I've shown you some of those examples, viewers. In fact, Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi has come out and said that this person, the only person from the Congress party actually, viewers, who's called it out, has said that this person is actually a great PR for Pakistan, and when he's on the box, even Pakistan can go to sleep. These are his words, not mine. Yet, viewers, the ecosystem here is thrilled. A particular India-enabling ecosystem. And I'm talking about the India bloc. Why is this? Let's open this up, viewers. Let's ask some questions. These questions we must ask today in all honesty. Abhijit Iyer Mitra, what's going on?
Look, Zohran is the classic case of what happens when you have a father who is a colonial studies grifter, passes off everything as anti-colonialism.
No, are we being unfair on him, yes. Abhijit Iyer Mitra?
No. Let me get to it. I'm getting there. And a mother who makes unpopular third-rate movies that win a lot of awards.
Objections on this, sir. She is a Padam Shri and a filmmaker.
Let him finish his point, sir.
He's not a Padam Shri.
He's a critic.
Yeah, he's not a critic.
He's a critic. He's written on films also. Please.
Third-rate movies.
And he thinks they're third-rate. It's his view. It is his view, sir.
The mother herself. The mother herself is a toxic Pakistani. Do you remember the movie Fire that she made? She deliberately made the lesbian woman there, named her Sita.
This is, I mean,
he named her Sita.
No.
Why
let
him finish? Then you can rebut him.
You question filmmakers, you question their creativity, you question the films. Band kar do sab kuch. Rahul Shivshankar.
Tomorrow you will say, sir, that it's okay even for Pakistanis to be participating in Indian films. You'll say that, won't you?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, of course. This is the mentality, viewers. So just ignore what he's saying, please. Sir, please.
So what?
So what?
It has been happening for a long time.
Yes, so what? Look at this, viewers. Look at the callous disregard for Indian lives, Indian sentiments in our own country.
When you have a slick grifter for a father and a slick Bollywood filmmaker, this is what you end up having. He hates Hindus. This has been very clear. You've played that video as well. Yeah. He has called for the arrest of Narendra Modi and God knows what else. But we need to ask ourselves, there are 3% Hindus in New York. What are they doing out here? Do you know this fellow's a pathological liar? He's calling for a tax on 1%. It is not in the power of the mayor of New York to increase taxes. You know who has that power? A New York State Assemblyman, which is what he was for the last 3-4 years. He did not once increase those taxes.
No, what's he diverting?
No,
what is he diverting?
Talk on the content.
He's talking about the content. He's giving you a perspective on this person. Let him finish.
Let him finish, like an American. He's an American politician.
Oh, so he's an American. Hang on. So he has a right to call Prime Minister Narendra Modi a war criminal without any proof.
Why are you bothered?
Then if that is the case, why doesn't he call? Okay, 1 minute. Why doesn't he call? One second. Why doesn't he call Biden and Obama war criminals? You know what Obama did, viewers?
He is a Democrat. He might be abusing Trump.
So it's okay. So we should be selective in our politics.
No, it's not that.
Oh, come on,
why is he important?
Come on, let him finish. Let Mr. Iyer Mitra finish. Don't jump in like a jack in the box.
I touched a raw nerve with Vivek because he belongs to a party where everybody are sexual predators, genocidaires, and this thing. You go to China's history, that is what they all are. Mao Zedong sex parties were very famous. Read that book, Wild Swans. They'll tell you all about it. Lenin's life was a pain to debauchery. So, you know,
I think you read only sex.
All these psychos and things like that. There's nothing we can do about it.
But let's only sex habits of everyone. Sex habits of politicians.
Can you stop, sir, trivializing this debate? Can you stop trivializing this? Mr. Srivastava, please. Why does it hurt you if he is calling Mao with reason somebody who was fornicating with underage girls? This is a fact. It's a recorded fact, sir. It's a recorded fact.
Have naked pool parties with 50-60 women.
It's a recorded fact.
It's a recorded fact.
Mao was a revolutionary who fought.
Please. He killed people, sir. He was the greatest war criminal if there was a human rights genocidal maniac.
So 1
minute, please.
We don't believe in your American propaganda.
I don't believe in American propaganda.
This isn't American propaganda. These are Chinese records.
Please stop it. You interrupted in the first debate and now you're doing it now. Let's get to the heart of the issue.
Now this Zohran Mamdani fellow.
Let's get to Mr. Mamdani.
Zohran Mamdani also doesn't know the limits. He dangerously crosses the limits of his own power. He says, I will get Netanyahu and Modi arrested when they land in New York. This is not a power he has. The mayor cannot order an arrest. There are two people that can do that. One is the Attorney General or any of the Deputy Attorney Generals of New York when they have a reasonable cause. And the second is the actual police if they catch somebody in the commissioning of a crime. Okay, so this fellow doesn't know his limits.
Biden supported Israel wholeheartedly, viewers. He pushed the entire weight behind Netanyahu. By that yardstick, even Ayyar Mitra, is a war criminal.
This Zohran Mamdani has called for the killing of Jews. He said he was supporting the global Intifada campaign. He was celebrating the 7th of October murder of Jews, the killing and raping of women and children. But then, what do you expect from somebody born to Meera Nair and some?
No, let's not get into the parents.
Islamophobia also. Why don't you speak something against
Islam?
No, and the Muslims and the Quran.
Let me bring in.
Come on, Abhijit.
Let me bring in
Those
Mr.
Muslims
Abbas.
are bad
1
people.
second,
Why
sir,
don't you
please.
say that?
Don't do this. Don't
say that.
You are always playing the Muslim card in every debate. What's your problem? Are you communal minded?
Yeah, he's a bad guy. Zohran is not a bad guy.
Let me bring in Mr. Abbas. Let me bring in Mr. Abbas, please. Yes, Mr. Abbas. Why should we be sitting here and calling this, like some of your ecosystem colleagues have been calling this, a victory for inclusivity? A person who allowed tirades against the Hindu community, who has no problems against people who are anti-Semitic. How can this be a victory for tolerance and inclusivity?
I will answer that. Rahul Sahab, I've been closely following... Yes, I do. Absolutely, I do. I've been following closely Zohran Mamdani's campaign. In fact, I've learnt of him when he was a part of the New York State Assembly. What made him win, sir, is the New Yorkers, the city, the people, the votes. As a matter of fact, my friend Abhijit Ayyar Mitra will be quite surprised to know that there is a good segment of Jews who also were campaign members of his.
Yes, I know that. I know that.
Please Google about it. You will know about it.
So there are enough Jews.
There are
also don't like Netanyahu.
Allow me to complete.
But they're not anti-Semitic. They don't want the destruction of Israel.
No, some of them are.
They might have a problem. In the extreme, of course, there are all extremists everywhere, but there might be.
Just completing my point.
No, 1 second, Mr. Abbas.
Allow me to complete.
Hang on. I am not going. Look, there are many people who vote for many people for reasons. But I want to ask you. You and your ecosystem believe. Is he for you a poster boy of inclusivity? Yes or no? Just tell me this.
I will tell you why, to me, he is an absolute example of young leadership, irrespective of religion, caste, creed, or party. He's an example for youth leadership in US and across the world, because him fighting for affordable childcare, him fighting for free buses, him fighting for rent freeze.
Sir, go ahead and fight for all those things, Mr. Abbas, but tell me, how has he become a poster boy for inclusivity when he has been part of congregations where Hindus have been abused in his presence and he has said nothing? This is the same charge you make against BJP leaders day in and day out.
I will answer that. The fact of the matter, let us understand that there is this plague of Islamophobia in the world. Has there been Rishi Sunak in the US,
people abusing Hindus? People abusing Hindus, where is Islamophobia
here? Allow me
to
complete my point, sir. Allow me to complete my point.
This is not... I'm asking you a fundamental... Is it not a fact that he was part of a rally where horrible, unmentionable insults were heaped on Hindus? Yes or no? Answer me this question.
I will answer that. Show me one statement of Zohran Mamdani.
Sir, was he there? Yes or no? Deny that. Deny that fact and I will show you the pictures.
I will deny the fact that he's not made a single statement.
Now, viewers, you see, silence is complicity, they say. They say silence is complicity. Mr. Gupta, they say silence is complicity every time.
No.
Every time there is an infraction.
To complete my point, Rahul, give me 1 minute, please. I need to make some facts here.
You're not answering the question, sir. I've asked you, how is he a poster boy for inclusivity when he was part of a gathering in which Hindus were...
He's a poster boy for the youth leadership in the world, because back then when he was a member in the New York State Assembly, he was a primary sponsor of 20
It doesn't matter. I'm not looking at American politics. I'm talking about the hypocrisy here of the opposition ecosystem. The opposition ecosystem in India is saying, you see, in India you can never have a young Muslim leader coming up to become a mayor of a #1 city in this country. This is what they're saying.
Unless there's a central government of the Congress.
There you go, viewers. This is what I'm saying.
You have Muslim
this is what they're saying. They're giving
Rahul,
certificates.
Rahul.
Yes, Mr. Gupta. Let Mr. Gupta come.
Rahul,
Yes.
look, let's not be surprised by what has transpired in New York. The city isn't famous for electing woke radicals who are anti-American. Forget anti-Hindu, they're also anti-American. Alexandria Cortez is a shining example of that.
Society of New York,
New York is pretty much a blue state. Pretty much a blue state. I did not interrupt you. So he's democratically elected and New York elects loony radicals. New York elects loony leftists. It's okay, that's fine.
He's
Yes,
democratically elected. What is your problem with democracy?
Hey, hang on. Amritpal was also elected in this country. He's a Sikh separatist. No, 1 second. So you had a problem with that. When you have a problem with certain elections, you accuse the electorate of being bigoted. There you're giving clean chits to the electorate. Come on, have some consistency, Mr. Abbas. You're making a fool of yourself on national TV. Just 1 second. I want Mr. Gupta to finish his point. You can respond to him. Let Mr. Gupta finish his point.
Islamophobia. Only because Zohran Mamdani is a Muslim, you have a problem. You have a problem because he's a Muslim.
MC Abbas, no one cares about Zohran Mamdani. No one cares about him. No one cares about him. He's irrelevant. You are pinning your hopes into a man who doesn't even look at the Congress. Look, Rahul, this is the same pattern. In 2020, when Joe Biden became the president, all the Congress leadership was like, oh, the left is back, the liberal democratic governments are back. They did all that charade in 2020 also. They did that charade with Sadiq Khan in London also. Look at what has happened to London. All that leadership, all that inclusivity, where is London today? Look at how the grooming gangs are being dealt with. The kind of, opinion pieces that are coming out, cloaking the grooming bags in Great Britain. This has all been happening in London, and New York will also go the same way. But my problem is with the people who think that New York has witnessed some sort of a political revolution. You should see Trump. Since Congress loves quoting Trump, they should see Trump's utterances on Zohran or on Alexandria Cortez, both from New York.
Whatever it is, he has won and he has won democratically.
Let me, hang on. Just a minute. Let me just read out, viewers, what Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi has said. And Mr. Iyer Mitra, I want you to pitch in here. He said, when Zohran Mamdani opens his mouth, Pakistan's PR team takes the day off. India doesn't need enemies with allies like him shouting fiction from New York. Because certain people in his own ecosystem think he's a great ally. Mr. Iyer Mitra.
So, there are two things. The previous speaker had raised this. Jews are known for undermining their own people. Do you know the people who were loudest about Hitler not being a threat to them were the liberal Jews of Berlin? Okay. This is an old thing. Hindus are also exactly like this. Second, Zohran Mamdani is on record. This is the guy. This is the image of Zohran Mamdani at the Pakistan Action Group.
Oh my God.
Unsurprising because he is a Pakistani. There is no shred of an Indian in him. Meera Nair is known to have fronted lots of Pakistani things. The question is, why is her Salam Balak Trust allowed to run in India? Why does she have an NGO in India called Salam Balak Trust based off her movie that is allowed to fundraise and do all kinds of foreign fundraising and God knows what not when she has these opinions? And by the way, this guy that you see, his name is, we don't know his name, but here is the exact guy with the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Shehbaz Sharif.
And look at the screen. Just look at the screen, viewers. These are those pictures. I finally had to bring them out. 1 second.
So what?
People are calling
People
Hindus.
meet each other.
People are
meet
calling
each other.
Sir, people are calling Hindus on your face there.
He is in the United States. He is in New York. He is fighting an election.
Please.
He wants Indian votes. He wants Pakistani votes. What's wrong with you guys?
Mr. Srivastava, Abhishek Manu Singhvi says when Zohran Mamdani opens his mouth, Pakistan's PR team takes the day off.
Maybe.
That is what Abhishek
He's saying it in a different context.
What context?
The context is because in New York you have Pakistani origin people, Indian origin people, Bangladeshi origin people, Sri Lankan nationals who are over there, and we want everybody to vote. That's what he wants.
So you will attend a Khalistan rally.
Let me ask, yes, he was there at a Khalistan rally. And look at this, viewers. These are the pictures. I've had to pull them out. Mr. Abbas, there you can see. He's standing there listening very calmly to people abusing Hindus. Hateful slogan. And we've had to actually, viewers, edit this and bring out one of the abuses. I can't even begin to tell you what else has been said. And we'll just play that. There it is. That's a rally. Under his nose. Under his nose. Abbas, you used to attack. No, hang on. You used to attack several BJP leaders, including ministers, who made provocative slogans, etc., and said that they are an example of communal bigotry. What would you say? Because they kept quiet when slogans were chanted, hateful anti-Muslim slogans were chanted in their surroundings, they kept quiet. You called them bigots. Will you now call this chap a bigot?
What would you, my dear friend Rahul Shivshankar, what would you call Yogi Adityanath when there's a person sitting right there? No,
I'm asking you a question. I have called out bigotry of every sort. If Mr. Yogi Adityanath, some quote that you're pulling out is saying nasty things, it's condemnable.
Yes, then say that he's also a bigot.
I have. But the point is, will you call the person an inclusive person?
Okay, now can I?
No, I'm asking you. You take a position.
Will you call Yogi Adityanath an inclusive person?
Sir, you take a position. You take a position. Whataboutery is your last resort of the scoundrel. And the scoundrel is speaking, viewers, today. Here it is. There you are. The point is, viewers.
Godi media is the last
I have called out, it's not about me. The entire
Abbas is the last laugh.
I have called out people who were released by the Gujarat government, who were rapists, who were sent back by the Supreme Court. I called that out, viewers. I called out all sorts of other hateful behavior. In fact, I even asked the question about Sadhvi Pragya getting a ticket of the Indian Prime Minister. Viewers, these people think that by changing the goalpost, they're going to get away tonight. They don't know who they're dealing with. I have always put facts first. And these visuals speak louder than words. These speak louder than words, and they can't bring themselves, viewers, to call this man out for his communal hate.
Show me one speech where he speaks against Hindus.
Mr. Gupta, tell me.
Show me.
Tell me this man's politics. Tell us a little bit about this man's politics.
Let Zohran speak again. I want to see him speak against
Let Mr. Gupta speak, sir.
And I'll denounce him.
Let Mr. Gupta speak. Yeah.
Rahul, only Gupta and Mitra can speak. The problem is Zohran's politics is the dirty mix of Muslim appeasement, loony left economic theories, and to top it all, wokeism. That is what sells in New York, and that is what his policies are. That is what Zohran is. I don't know why Indian Congress is finding some sort of a hero in this man who's not only Hindu-phobic, he's also going to show with the time that he's also anti-American.
I want to listen to some speech, some article he has written, some discussion he has done, some lecture he has... I mean, show me where he's Hindu-phobic. Show it to me. Not a single line you can quote from him. And you're just calling him Hindu. Your problem is he's a Muslim and he has won the elections and you don't like it.
I'll tell you, viewers, I'll tell you the facts here. The facts are that he has taken a position against the reclamation of the Ram Mandir in Ayodhya. He's not just talked about the demolition, which was addressed by our courts, but he has taken a very, very, very sharp position against the reclamation of rights, basic rights, the right to pray of Hindus, viewers. He's forgotten what the Supreme Court has said in this particular matter. That in itself disqualifies him, viewers, from being an inclusive individual. Would he ever say that about Muslims or about Jews, etc., etc.? No. To make yourself more amenable to a particular vote bank, you are part of a rally where abuse is hurled against Hindus and you say nothing. Silence, viewers, is complicity. I leave it at this.